Hello again and welcome to another Warhammer 40k Mordy and Glory video. Today guys, I've got something a little bit different for you. I am very excited to announce another Mordy and Glory painting competition. This time, it's called KREIGMASS. Now, this painting event is going to be very similar to the last one that I ran, although there will be a few key differences. But don't worry if you've not joined one of these painting events before. I am going to go through in today's video what the heck is KREIGMASS, how does it all work, and how you can get involved. So the first thing to mention about KREIGMASS and about any of these painting events is they are meant to be fun. They are a great way for you to slay the grey, get through your pile of shame, whilst at the same time making a ton of friends and getting involved in a fantastic online community. Now, the next thing that I want to mention about KREIGMASS is that it is a team event. Each one of the regiments in the Mordy and Glory Discord, be they Mordians, Catachans, Cadians, so on and so forth, each one of those teams will be competing to try and win the event. But what is each player and each team trying to do? Well, you're trying to paint legal units from your preferred codex, because each one of those units that you do paint will score points for your team. How points are worked out is very simple. It is the points value of the unit in your codex. So if you paint up a single infantry squad, then you will earn your team 65 points. If you paint up a Baneblade, you'll score your team about 500 points. To work out who has won the event is also pretty simple. The team or regiment that has painted up the most points by the end of the event will be crowned the winner. Now, the reward for this is very simple. Of course, you will be doing it for the honor and glory of your specific regiment. You'll also be doing it to try and slay the grey, and the reward itself will be you've painted lots of fantastic miniatures. All of those things are inconsequential. To the truest and greatest prize, you will earn yourself a special Discord role within the Mordy and Glory Discord. You will earn the KREIGMASS Elf Discord role. Now, you might be saying, what does this role do? Do I get any additional powers in the Discord? Nope. The main point of the role is that you can be marked out from your fellows in the Discord as someone that actually was involved in winning the event. So it is a pretty good badge of honor. And you might think it sounds silly, but we're in the Guard. We're always doing this for the shiny medals, aren't we, boys? Let's be honest. Joking aside, it's not really about the Discord role. That's just a little bit of fun. The main thing is, guys, that you'll be able to get through your pile of shame. Trust me, if you've never been involved in one of these painting competitions before, there is nothing like it to motivate you. In the last event between the Mordy and Glory community, we painted over 65,000 points worth of models, including 12 super heavies and a Titan. Okay, some of those models had been sat in people's piles of shame for literal years. Several players painted their entire backlog just because it was a great sense of accomplishment, and they also were getting involved in a fun event, and it's just motivating. You're scoring points for your team. You can declare grudge matches against other regiments, and then the competition's really on. So trust me, if you've got a big pile of shame and you want to get through it, this is probably one of the best ways that you can do it. Now, the KREIGMASS and other painting events that I run are not just aimed at veteran players who have got huge piles of shame that would put Vrax to shame, okay? They're actually also focused on newer players as well. Maybe you have just got your hands on your first Cadius Dance box set and you want a little bit of motivation or maybe just some help building and painting those models. Best thing you can do is dive into the Discord, get involved, start chatting to other players, because you'll find loads of people who are ready to help you out and give you loads of advice and just be generally very, very friendly. So if you're a newer player that's looking for an online community to get involved in and an easy way to get involved and be introduced and make friends, then this is a fantastic event for you. So if that sounds like a whole host of fun, you're probably asking, how do I get involved? Well, it's pretty simple. All you need to do is become a channel member or Patreon supporter. By becoming a channel member or Patreon supporter, you will gain access to the link that allows you to access the Mordy and Glory Discord. And here we are. This is the Mordy and Glory Discord server. Once you have signed up, you will land in the channel that is the welcome station. And you can see here that once you've landed and I've checked your name off my list to make sure that you are a legitimate conscript and not a heretic trying to infiltrate the channel, I will send you some welcome information. This is is some really helpful text and it will help you navigate the server. We're not going to go through that in detail now. When you join, you'll be able to go over that. Now, if you're getting involved with the KREIGMASS event, the next thing that you're going to want to do is head over to the About the Server area. There is loads of really helpful information in here, but what is really important are these channels down here and this list of regiments. You see, this list of regiment allows you to gain access to additional channels in the Discord. If you don't have any of these clicked, you'll just see the generic ones. But if you want to get involved in a more specific community within the Discord, you can sign up to each one of the regiments. Now, you can sign up to as many of these as you want to. The only reason you might not want to sign up to all of them is because you might want to try and reduce the number of channels cluttering up the Discord server for you. But once you've signed up to each one of these regiments, if you scroll down, and now you'll go past all of the normal channels in the Discord for the different discussion areas, but once you get near to the bottom, you'll start seeing some specific channels for each regiment. For example, we've got Mordian Guard, Canadian Shock Troops, so on and so forth. And when you get to this point, you'll start seeing the specific channels that you need to get involved for KREIGMASS. Now, there are 3 channels that you need to be aware of for each regiment during the KREIGMASS event. That is the KREIGMASS vows, the KREIGMASS discussion, and the completed vows. KREIGMASS vows is where you pledge the models that you are going to paint. So for example, you can see that we've got some vows that have been made here by the Canadian community. We've got Hypnotic Sage, and he has said that he is going to vow 3 Minotaur artillery tanks. Very, very cool. And we've got TCC down here who's vowing a unit of the new Kazakin. Now, making a vow is very easy. You just need to essentially say, these are the models that I'm going to paint, and you need to post a before picture. A before picture is one of the models before they are painted. They can be built, they can be base coated, but if you start adding any more colors on top of that, you may not be allowed to use them for the KREIGMASS event. And the reason for that is fairly straightforward. We don't want someone coming in here and saying, oh, I just painted 30,000 points of guard, not post a before picture, just post an after picture, essentially their collection they've had for years, and then scoring their team a bunch of unfair points. It doesn't really matter because obviously it's just a bit of fun, it's a painting competition, but we do want to try and have a healthy and fair competition for the event. Now, once you've posted your before picture, you may want to get involved in the KREIGMASS discussion channel. How that works is essentially you can post in progress pictures if you want to and show off the hard work that you're doing. Now, the KREIGMASS discussion channel is not mandatory for the event. It's very much something that you can get involved with if you want to chat to your fellow members who are doing the event. I would recommend people do get involved in KREIGMASS discussion because it's great to see people chatting, but it's also a great source of motivation. As you post your in progress comments, people will shower you with nice comments and say, yeah, keep going, mate, you're doing a fantastic job. Especially if you're working on something that might be a bit of a slog, like batch painting a whole load of infantry. It can be really helpful to get those positive comments from your fellow guardsmen and power on to completing your vow. So even though it's not mandatory, there's no need to post in progress pictures to complete your vow. It is something that I would recommend because you'll probably find it quite helpful. Now, once you've got involved in the discussion channel or not, it's entirely up to you. You will need to get involved in the second mandatory channel for the event, which is the completed vows. Now, at the moment, the event has only just started. We haven't got any completed vows at the moment. But how this channel works is once you have finished painting your models for your vow, you will need to post an after picture. This is essentially a picture of the completed models. So we know that you've done your vow and we can score those points against your team. Now, if you complete your vow but do not post a completed vow picture, then the points will not be scored for your team. Now, another thing that I'd like to mention is that you can absolutely do more than one vow. You don't just do one set of models and that's you done for the event. No sirree. Each player can actually do up to 5 vows, and each one of those vows can be 5,000 points. However, you can only do one vow at once, and the reason for this is to try and help players manage their vows, manage their workload, and also help them break it down into bite-sized chunks. For example, maybe your first vow is just an officer. Pretty simple. Pay a Cadian Castellan, 45 points to the mind, no problem whatsoever. So you decide to go for a second vow that's a little bit more ambitious. Perhaps you decide, you know what, I'm going to paint up a Chimera, no problem whatsoever. You end up taking a month or so on that, painting up, lovely, great. And then you're like, you know what, I'm going to really push myself and I'm going to paint up a Baneblade. but you don't get the Baneblade completed in time for the end of the event. That would mean that the points that you'd scored for your Castellan and your Chimera would also get wiped out. Now that might seem a little bit harsh, but it does add a cool little M. Night Shyamalan twist and also adds a little bit of spice to the event, helps keep players on their toes. Now I know some of you will be asking, Mordian Glory, what models can I put in a Kriegmass file? Well, basically it's any legal unit from Warhammer 40k. It doesn't just need to be for the Imperial Guard. If you've got some Space Marines lying around or some Eldar, you can absolutely valve those as well. Now this is a big difference from the previous painting event that we've done, the Trooping the Colour. That was specifically just an Imperial Guard event. However, Kriegmass is a lot more fun, it's a bit more open, and it's just, you know, you don't know what presents you're going to end up getting from your parents or from your friends, so you wouldn't want to get something and then be like, oh, I can't use this for Kriegmass. You want to be excited about it and have motivation to build it and paint it up. So that's why we're opening the event to any faction. The only rules are, like I said, that it must be unpainted and at most it can be built and base coated. Just make sure that you take that before picture and you also take the after picture once you've finished painting them. So that is an overview of the Kriegmass event. I hope you guys are pretty excited. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of questions. Don't worry, I have published a full rules pack that you'll be able to find down in the description below, and it's also pinned into all of the Kriegmass Valve channels in the Discord. In there, I'll answer questions to do with scratch building and proxies and all that kind of stuff, what you can use, what you can't use, the deadlines and all that kind of good stuff. You'll find that down in the full rules pack in the description below. But that's all we've got time for today. Thank you for watching. I really do hope that you get involved in the event because trust me, it is so much fun and it really is a great way to slay the grey and just get through your pile of shame whilst making some friends along the way as well. Thank you for watching. Thank you to all of my current channel members and Patreon supporters who are already involved in the event and busily working away trying to score points for that team. Hope you've all enjoyed today's video. Thank you for watching, and of course, as always, I'll see you guys next time.